today we're going to use this Wednesday as a way to get moving in some different ranges of motion, using some exercises to help you get some rotation and some other things going, some exercises that you might not be exposed to on a regular basis. We're going to really focus on that. And so here in our first activity, we're going to do a hip flexor stretch. And we can either use the couch for a couch stretch, or we're going to do the pretzel. That's my preferred way of doing it because we're going to get a little bit of rotation as well as working on the hip flexor. But if you don't have the mobility to do that one, we'll start. Good morning. We got Tasha and Amy. Good morning. I think a couple other people might be joining us here. So we can either use the couch. Jesse, good morning. Or we can start on the floor with that pretzel. I do recommend having like a dowel or a foam roller or something to help you balance here. As we elevate that back foot, you can do it without an elevated foot. It's just going to give you a deeper stretch. We still want to focus more on staying nice and stacked here, so keeping my hips underneath me. Good morning. I can't see that far. I'll have to come check it in a second. I'm digging down through the floor, keeping my ribs back, trying to tuck my tailbone or thinking about getting my back pocket towards the ground so that I'm creating more of this kind of tilt backwards, and I should feel a pretty dang good stretch here in that hip flexor. And then you can hold that for like 30 seconds or so and then switch, focus on some good breaths. Good morning. And then I'll do this on the other side. The kind of preferred exercise for today is going to be the pretzel. And we did this last week where we're kind of laying, our top knee is going to plant. We're going to use the hand to block. We're going to grab a hold and we're going to try to basically open up, right? We're trying to pull this bottom leg away. I am keeping my toes pulled towards my face throughout the whole movement. Once I feel a good stretch in that quad or hip flexor, I'm going to rotate and think about trying to get my shoulder back towards the floor. So I breathe. Keeping my hand on my leg here to keep me from doing anything funky and weird when I try to lock ourselves in this position. My quads are feeling pretty tight today. Today, with some of the movements we're going to do, I think if you're relatively fit, I don't necessarily think this is going to be super challenging for you, but you should feel better because we're like going to be moving through some ranges of motion that I don't think are super common, or just trying to get rotating and getting us moving in some different planes. It always helps my hips feel better. And hopefully we can get your heart rate up a little bit while we do it. I will say a couple of the exercises here at the end are going to be pretty challenging, but in their own way. Finish out your hip flexor stretch here. And then the next one we'll do is just a little more focus on the rib cage position and rotating there. So we're going to lay in a fetal position. It's kind of like what we just did with the pretzel, but now my legs are staying stacked on top of each other. I'm grabbing a hold. We can either grab at the bottom ribs and then rotate, or we can do this kind of windmill reach. What I want you to focus more on though is rotating here as the shoulder goes down towards the floor, not so much straining to reach towards the floor with the arm. It's more about the rotation here in the center of the body, not so much about the arm. The arm just adds a little bit more weight to help you get a little deeper, and so from here, if you can feel that stretch through your chest, through the rib cage here, we're going to try and take some breaths in this position. Every time that you exhale, you're just going to let your shoulder fall back towards the floor a little further and a little further. You might find that one side is a little tighter or it's a little bit harder to breathe. That's totally normal. We just want to make sure that we're getting air in all these places. Let's see who else has joined us here. Hey, what's up, Richard? So, the word posture, I think, is kind of a funny word because posture is changing all the time, right? Depends on what we're doing, what activities we're in. But from a general standpoint, good posture comes from the ability to breathe in a lot of different positions, right? And not being stuck
If you have a lot of movement variability, that's a really good thing. And so I'm going to feel like I can rotate quite a bit more on this side. And it's much easier to breathe. Something to just pay attention to. If you find that there is a side that is a little bit more challenging to breathe, maybe focusing on that one more on the next round, and just don't switch. There are exercises that I will do that are more asymmetrical, especially on days where I'm trying to recover or just trying to recover some of my movement quality. Yeah, I can definitely do some things that are more asymmetrical. Finish up your breaths. Let's see what we got here. So we're gonna do an adductor stretch. So going to an all fours position, I'm gonna reach one leg out. And then from here, we're thinking about rocking back into the planted knee. As we rock back, you can go elbows down or hands out, whatever feels more comfortable. You should feel a good stretch here through those adductors. We're going to be doing a lot of things where we're shifting our weight today. And so we want to make sure that we're able to get into each of these hips. Let's spend about 30 seconds here on each side. I can do it from another angle here just to give you an idea. So I'm out. And then I'm sitting back, feeling that good stretch to the adductor. And it took me a while last night to really finalize this workout. I wanted to kind of make sure that we're hitting a lot of different things, but still keeping into consideration that we're working out 5 days a week. It's a little bit challenging, but I'm excited to do this one. I think it looks pretty fun. We'll go about 30 seconds on this side as well, and then we'll go back to either doing the hip flexor stretch on the couch or the bretzel for one more round. Really making sure those quads and hip flexors are not limiting us today in our movement. Finish up. Let's go one more time. Said I'm going to go to the bretzel. I prefer that one. That one tends to feel really good on my knees. Just take 5 good breaths or about 30 seconds in each position. What's for breakfast? Well, I think it's like 11 p.m. over there in Singapore, right, Amy? That's crazy that you're up this late, or that late. So I guess what was for dinner? Switch. What I should do is go live on my phone so I can just read it from here. Not have to. I'm going to do that. Go ahead and switch sides. Do your hip flexor stretches. I love activity. Oh. Somebody said something. 10 p.m. Oh, okay. Still, dang. So late. We're definitely in bed by 10 p.m. Let's see. Okay, cool. So go live here. I can follow what people are saying. Alright. So now we're going back to where back is it the rib grab? Yep. So that windmill or rib grab, going to that stack knee position here. Bottom leg. Opening up. If you had one side that you felt was a lot tighter or harder to breathe in, go ahead and focus your attention just on that side this time. So this will be mine. My left hip down, right arm up. I definitely feel it to be much more challenging to rotate and to get more air here into this right side. My shoulder just doesn't go down towards the floor as much on this way. But it feels like it's loosening up a little bit, so it's good. Saw somebody commented something. Homemade hamburger and cabbage. Sounds awesome. Go ahead and switch sides. or you can pay a little more attention to that same side if you need to. Finish up. Jumping right into that adductor stretch, so from all fours, I reach that leg out to the side, and then from here I'm sitting back. You can rock back and forth here. Baked tomatoes, roasted butternut squash. Wow. That sounds great. What's up, Kyle? I've seen you popping in and out the last few days. Hope you're doing well. Alright, switch. Last thing here before we get into before we get into some of our other stuff. A couple other things I want to work on before we get into the actual workout. I don't know how many of you have done Turkish get-ups. We're going to be doing a half get-up. Mostly to focus on shoulder position, right? Thanks man, you too. Heck yeah. Those exercises I find to be super helpful when teaching people how to stabilize their shoulders. And it's just a nice exercise to get you moving. And I think that's what we're starting with. Let me check real quick. So actually the first thing we're going to do is just building off of that adductor stretch. We're going to do some lateral squats. So toes straight ahead. And then you're going to sit over to the side. Trying to stay nice and upright. Push yourself over. Trying to open those hips up. If you've got, a couch or a box or something that you can sit to, that's totally okay. But from here, we're just trying to make sure we're able to shift our weight. And the big thing I'm trying to look for is that my zipper, the middle of my rib cage, and my nose shift over towards my foot as much as possible, right? So when we shift, we want to be able to load and then explode, and then load, just like a ice skater. Reach, and from here we're going to do about 8 each side, just shifting. What is this like? Maybe 4 or 5. Shifting. Trying to get those hips into some different ranges of motion. Couple more. Those hips loosened up. Finish out to 8, and now we're going to get into that half get up. So the thing that we really want to be paying attention to when we're doing exercises where we need to bridge from our hands is going to be making sure that we're packing our shoulders, right? So half get up, start here. So I'm going to pretend like I have weight in my right hand. My left leg is going to go straight. It's going to be about 45 degrees from midline. Same with my other hand. So I've got my hand is straight, my leg is straight on my left side, and then my right hand is up. I'm going to squeeze my armpit. From here, I'm going to start with a bridge. I'm going to push off of my right foot to rotate me over to this left side so that I can pull myself up with my left elbow. It's all kind of in one motion. So I push with my hip, and I pull myself up with my elbow. From this position with the shoulders, we want to make sure that our shoulders stay nice and stacked, and I'm keeping good tension of like pulling and packing this shoulder in. What we don't want to see is this lazy kind of rounded shoulder position. So when we come up to the hand, it's the same thing. We don't want to see the shoulder coming forward. What you want to do is rotate the pit of your elbow behind you, and that'll help you kind of pack that shoulder down so we stay nice and stacked. Back up a little bit. And then from here we'll bridge. Shoulders are nice and stacked, and they're going to stay like that the whole time. And I'm practicing keeping this stacked position throughout the whole movement. We see a lot of people rush through their get-ups. They're missing the biggest
benefit of learning how to stabilize their shoulders and really pack things in. You know, they kind of rush through it and just do, you know, whatever, and it's not really what we're looking for when we do the Turkish get-up. And so let's go to the other side. So now our left leg is up, right leg is straight, about 45 degrees away from midline. Hand is going to plant 45 degrees matching that leg. I'm going to pretend like I got a big heavy weight in my left hand. I'm going to pack my armpit, squeeze. Another good, I don't know, cue I guess is like if somebody was going to try and tickle you, what would you do? You would, you know, squeeze your armpit. Keep it like that the whole time. And then so from here I'm going to push and bridge off of my left foot and pull myself up to my elbow. Keeping my shoulder underneath me, armpit tight, right? From here I'll swing the arm out, and then I'm going to posture up, thinking about turning the pit of my elbow away from me. So anytime we're doing these exercises where we're bridging off our hands, let's get into this nice packed shoulder position. I don't want to see these lazy, I don't know, rounded, achy shoulders. From here you should bridge and you should feel pretty stable here. Down, pushing yourself. You use the floor as friction to push yourself down to the floor. And again, use this ground to push yourself away so that you're creating tension throughout the whole movement. Okay, let's do this next two a little bit faster. One more time each side. Right leg up, right hand up, left leg straight, left arm straight. Pulling myself up, stacking those shoulders, swing an arm out, bring in. I'm just going to go to the bridge. Obviously there's more movements here in the get up. First thing is stabilizing that shoulder. Coming down, switch sides. Maybe at some point we'll do the full Turkish get up. One more time on this side. Good. Bridge. Don't forget the bridge. Push and pull yourself up. Use your entire body. Pack it. Turn the pit of the elbow away from you. Up, bridge, get a good squeeze. Down, and good. I think we got one more thing I wanted to work on here. What's up, Brandon? Balimi? Airplanes. Cool, we did this last week. You can use a foam roller or a dowel or something to help you balance. Again, just trying to work on some different ranges of motion through those hips. So from here, kind of like a single leg RDL position, we're going to teeter. And then from here I'm thinking about pushing my foot through the floor as I rotate my hips. And the big thing I want to feel, I'll do it on this side to show you, but what I really want to feel is my butt, right? As I rotate, hips, let's go for like 5 to 8 on each side, rotate, and then really try to pause and squeeze, opening up that hip, getting that hip rotating. Rotate. Ugh. A little bit of balance here. Squeeze that glute. Finish up the other side. Oh man, you're killing me. From here, we're going back to that. We're balancing. We're trying to push and open up and squeeze that glute, right? Squeeze as we open up. Into the hip. Is Brandon flipping me some shit here? Give us some cues. Squeeze. What's up, Matt? Finish out 5 to 8 reps, and now we're going back to the lateral squat. So from here we're trying to really think about getting our zipper, sternum, our nose over one foot right as we shift. Opening those hips should feel a little bit better this round. You can use hands out in front to help you stay upright, or you can start to rotate and get those hands over. Got more people popping in. Oh. Yeah, we're shooting five to 8 on each side. Just getting those hips warmed up. Starting to feel pretty good. Okay, going back to that half get up. Again here, big focus is shoulder stability, right? Anytime we're bridging from the hands, making sure that we're packing those shoulders in. Start with that right leg and right hand planted. Squeezing that armpit like if somebody was going to try and tickle you, you're going to squeeze, keep that armpit nice and tight. I'm pushing through that right foot, right, to push me over and bridge up. From here I'm squeezing my armpit. We're not getting lazy with a rounded shoulder. Keeping our shoulders nice and stacked. Swinging the hand out, coming up. Turning the pit of the elbow away from us to keep that shoulder nice and packed. And then I'm bridging. And then I'm using that tension of the floor to help me come down, keeping friction instead of just falling down. I'm trying to push myself away. Other side. Now we go left leg. Again, bridge, push, pull, keeping my shoulders stacked. Bridge, coming back down. Pushing myself back down to my elbow, pushing myself away. One more time each side. One more time. Stack, stabilize those shoulder blades. Pushing ourselves up. Bridge. Down. Push. Okay. One more time. One more time here with those airplanes. And so from here, the thing we're trying to focus on is really the glute as we move into internal external rotation. So coming here, going to that single leg RDL position, using this as balance, I'm going to turn my hips away as I push my foot through the ground, squeeze your butt. Bring it back in, push it away, especially through the arch of your foot. If you can push away through the floor, you're going to feel it a lot more. Push away, squeeze. Again, we'll go like 5 to 8 on each side. Push, squeeze. And I'll switch. Other side, last time. Push that foot through the floor as I'm opening up those hips. Rotate back in. A little tougher on this side, balance. Squeeze that glute. Pull it back in. Finish out your reps and let's get into our first set of things. Okay, so first exercise is going to be from all fours. Some people will call these like break dancers. From all fours, we're going to go into that kind of half get up position before we bridge. And we're going to do 8 on each side. So from here, opening up, trying to keep that shoulder stack, pushing myself back, right? Just open up. 8 each side, let's try and keep those knees off the ground the whole time. Back in that shoulder, otherwise Now this is a common position where people feel the front of their shoulder bugging them if they're not getting into that good position of staying nice and stacked, right? Alright, other side. Here. Squeeze that shoulder blade. And 8. Good. Next thing we got here is those fall out lunges. Did these last week. Starting with feet together, you're gonna fall out to the side, push. So you're catching and pushing, and like that leg that you're falling out to is doing all the work. You can rotate a little bit, 8 each side. Trying to get your zipper, your sternum, everything over that foot, right? Really trying to rotate my body over that foot I'm falling out to. Coiling up. And there's 8. Let's keep that heart rate up if we can. Next thing we go to is some ankle taps. So we're going to be in basically a yoga push-up position, and we're just going to be reaching through, tapping our opposite ankle. So here, put our butt up nice and tall, tap. You can take a wider base if you want to challenge yourself a little more. 8 each side, 16 all together. We're going to alternate. Okay, right into the next thing. Finish up. We're going to do reverse lunge, reaching to the opposite leg, so we will step back, touching that opposite ankle. Up. We'll stay on the same side. 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Switch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We got one more. This one here, you can use some weight if you like. It's going to be a Russian twist. And shooting for 16 all together. Use a little dumbbell or something. Feet up, tap. $16's not enough, just do maybe 20, or use a heavier weight on the next one. That's kind of easy. Okay, back to the beginning. Go into that all fours position. From here, coming through, backing that shoulder in, pushing ourselves back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and switch. Falling out lunge. Stepping out. We're just trying to shift our weight over. Boom. After those ankle taps, take a wide base here if you want a little bit more of a challenge. Here. Reverse lunge. Reaching for that opposite, or that, yeah, ankle that's in the front with the opposite hand. And switch. Russian twist. That first one was pretty easy. You can use a little more weight. I think that was a little too easy for the first round, at least for 16 reps. Grab a little heavier weight and maybe do up to like 20 reps here if you need to get a good Alright, catch your breath here for a second. I know I need to. It's cool that everybody's stopping by. Hope you guys are getting a good workout too. How's everybody doing? Janelle Bell, she's still in bed. Alright guys. We still got one more round of these 5 exercises. Let's get through them. Alright, let's do it. Go on to that breakdancer, whatever you want to call it. Alright, Jesse. Just laughing. Are you laughing? Have you breathing hard? Alright, let's do it. Keep that shoulder packed. It's last round of all this stuff. And then we're really going to get the heart rate up on the next one. Maybe this is a little bit more challenging than I thought. Or maybe I'm just used to Janelle helping me out a little bit. So I don't have to do every single rep. Either way, this is good. I'm getting a good workout. Other side. Let's finish up the other side. Through. Fall out lunge. Oh boy. Excited for more sit-outs. And this side. I'm glad somebody's excited. Okay, I think that's my terrible counter. This is why I use that app. What was the next thing? Ankle taps. Ankle taps, reverse lunge. Right into those reverse lunge. Touching that opposite foot. 80 side. Oh boy, I just started to sweat. It's actually dripping. Oh man. Last time, those Russian twists, and then we're gonna get some water. All right. 16 to 20, somewhere in that range. Alright, catch breath. Let's grab a little bit of water. Next few things we got coming up. We're working on those drop downs again, but we're going to do it from a single leg position or a split squat position. Make it a little more challenging. We've got more skaters like we did last week. We're going to do some rotating bridges from the ground and then some explosive sit-ups also like we did last week. One sec. Got a big thing of water here. Whew. And so we've got a total of 5 exercises because we're going to be switching sides. We're going to do this one on the metronome. 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. We'll take a whole minute. Good morning. We'll take a whole minute between each round. How did everybody sleep last night? You guys getting some good sleep? You guys are up early enough. I know a lot of people are taking advantage and sleeping in. So we got 5 exercises. Okay. Slept good. Cool. Alright, let's do it. Okay, so single leg drop downs from a split squat position. We're going to do some skater. You can make those as challenging as you want. We're going to do some rotating bridges. I'll just show you, that's pretty easy. And then the explosive sit-up. We're going to get countdown here from train centric.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So, split squat stance here. Go back. From here, we're dropping down. Can actually end up on the ball of the foot here in that front leg. so the heel comes off the ground just a little bit. In that athletic position like you're ready to jump.
30.
Really own that bottom. This isn't necessarily about doing as many as you can, more about like really control that bottom position. That's where you're gonna really start to develop a lot of good power and being able to decelerate yourself here over one leg.
15.
Should be pretty challenging. Feel your quad, especially the muscles right around the knee,
5,
doing a lot of work here.
4,
Shouldn't hurt though.
2, 1. Rest.
15 seconds. Shouldn't have any knee pain. If you do, let me know. We'll adjust for you. Alright, next thing we got is those skaters, right? Back and
3,
forth.
2, 1.
Here you can start small, work up to bigger and bigger. As long as you're in control, right? Rotate. You don't have to go far, but try to leave the ground for at least a little bit. A little half second maybe.
30.
Start to feel those glutes a little bit.
15.
Control. Rotate.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest.
Well, we didn't do the other side of the of the split squats, did we? Okay, so whatever leg you did on the first
5,
split squat, switch legs.
3,
So for me, it's not my right
2,
leg.
1.
And drop it down. Just like a ball slam, right? Straight from the side. So I am coming up on the ball that foot a little bit. On the front leg.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest.
Catch your breath. Got those rotating bridges here. So you're gonna bridge and then reach over the opposite shoulder.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bridge. Reach as far as you can. 45 degrees. Reach. Reach. This is a jiu-jitsu move. Rolling people off you. Here we got those explosive sit-ups. If those are too challenging, you're just gonna do some crunches here. Elbows to knees. But if we can do the full thing,
4,
we're sitting up like we're throwing a ball overhead.
1.
Here, overhead. So you get to use the momentum of your arms here to help you out a little bit. Yeah, start getting tired, go to those crunches, right? Elbows to knees.
2, 1.
Alright, we got 1 minute here. Catch your breath. Grab a little bit of water if you need it. Yeah, I slept really good last night. It makes such a difference. One minute. We got 2 more rounds. Looks like it's already raining. Okay. I guess that'll force people to stay inside, huh? Sleepy Janelle, I know. I missed that. Alright, let's get ready for the next round here. I'm going to reset the time. First thing we got is the single leg drop downs. This time I'll try not to forget that we have 2 legs to do. Alright, let's do it. Ready? Ready?
4, 3,
Pick a leg.
2,
Maybe both, doesn't matter. You're dropping down. Again, come in to ball that foot a little bit more. Heel comes slightly off the ground. Then that front leg. Really stick in that position.
30,
'How long do you think you can hold that position down here? It's pretty tough, huh?
15, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest.
Should do that as a challenge. See how long you can hold that single leg position with the heel off the ground. Who's this? Hey, what's up, Emily? Right here at the end.
4, 3,
We're almost done.
2, 1.
Come down, up, come down fast. Controlling that bottom position. Up and drop. Hey, hey. Again, all my foot.
30,
Heel is slightly coming off the ground. Like I'm getting ready to jump. We don't jump from our heels.
15, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay, skaters.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Shift your weight. Shift your weight. Start small and go bigger as you have control. You can actually jump if you need to make it challenging enough for yourself. After those drop downs, legs should be feeling a bit. Oh, I can't see what you said. Give me a second. Ooh.
15, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest.
I just woke up. Yeah. That's alright. That's good that you're sleeping in. Rolling bridges.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bridge up, over. So use this in jiu-jitsu as a last ditch effort when somebody sits on your chest, trying to buck them off. So pretend like somebody's sitting on your chest, bridge and push them over. Because that's the
30,
kind of practical application of this exercise. I've had to do that a lot of times, unfortunately. It's pretty effective though.
15, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest.
Last one here, we got those explosive sit-ups, or we're doing crunches, elbows to knees, from kind of that dead bug looking
5,
position.
4, 3, 2, 1.
1 minute. Then we got one last round. Get through it. Should be feeling a good burn in those legs, especially from the single leg drop downs. You guys got other workouts today? What else are you guys doing for workouts? I'm curious. Because I'm still trying to integrate some pull-ups. I got the pull-up bar. Trying to still do more pulling on top of all the stuff that we've been doing. I feel like it's hard to do a lot of heavy pulling. We got some good rows in yesterday, but I think the goal tomorrow is going to be really focusing on that. Trying to find ways to really get some eccentric load and more of those pulling variations. Kind of control like we do on Monday. Kind of like a Monday, Thursday kind of routine going where we do a little bit more eccentric work. Okay, it's enough rest. Last round, let's get through it. Appreciate you guys all being here. I definitely wouldn't be doing all this if it wasn't for you guys watching. So thanks for holding me accountable.
3, 2, 1.
Sorry, Richard, I'll have to catch your comment here in a second. Oh man, that front leg should be burning.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh boy.
Rest.
You guys, other challenges off the internet. Oh, good. Jordan and Nate aren't posting
5,
workouts.
4, 3,
Bunch of jerks.
2, 1.
Supposed to do a podcast here with Nate soon. We did one a little while ago. I don't know if you saw that. That was like the first podcast we did. It was with both Nates. I assume you're talking about Keeney. I'm actually going to do a class with Jordan. And we're supposed to do a podcast soon too. On more youth development. Oh boy.
15. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest.
Oh, skaters. I'll make sure to get on Jordan and Nate. Tell them they're slacking. I don't know what they're doing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Rotate, shift. Get those arms moving. Oh man, let's go.
30.
It's easier after this.
15.
Come on. Come on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest.
Oh yeah. Last couple things here. Let's rotate with that bridge. Some sit-ups and then we'll do a few breaths to cool down here for a second.
3, 2, 1.
Bridge, reach, bridge, reach. Alright, last one. Last one, let's take a couple good breaths here before we leave. Let's see, what time is it?
5,
Oh, it might get cut off actually.
3,
If we get cut off, thanks for coming. Appreciate you guys all being here. That workout was a little longer than I thought it was going to be. I guess that makes up for having a shorter workout yesterday. But hopefully you're feeling better after today's workout. Feeling good. Getting into some different ranges of motion.
30,
Opening up some good strength and some positions that we don't normally address with most strength training. So, you guys got good coaches, so maybe you are.
15, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright guys, nice work today. Thanks again. Really appreciate you showing up. I know there's some people watching it later. Thank you to you guys too. The feedback that I'm getting is keeping me motivated to do this. If I didn't, I probably wouldn't be doing these workouts myself. That's just kind of nature of how it goes. And right? Yeah, that would be really nice. I know CrossFit was doing some stuff where they're letting people check it out. I don't know if that was just for the coaches though. Maybe Jesse would know. But yeah, that would be sweet if we could check out more equipment because yeah, I'd like to get some weight. I'd like to get a heavy deadlift going. Alright, how was it, Amy? Hope you had a good time. If I get cut off, again, thank you. And I will plan to see you in the morning. Tomorrow I want to focus a little bit more on getting under some tension again, slowing down the eccentric movements on more pulling variations, kind of opposite of what we did on Monday. See if we can't get you a little bit sore. No, you're awesome. I'm really sweaty now. So I hope more people do this one because, I don't know, I got my heart rate up. I don't know, you guys sweating at all? Try to keep it moving today. Since we're not doing a ton of strength, I said, might as well get a good sweat. Do some funky movements. Alright. Well, I hope you guys enjoy your day. Thanks again, and I will catch you in the morning. Let's do, make sure we got some good weight for tomorrow, some good dumbbells. We're going to be working on a lot of eccentric movements. See if we can't do some damage to those hamstrings, glutes, and maybe some of those pulling muscles in the back. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and reach out. Otherwise, I'm out of here. I need to go get some breakfast. Have a good day. Boop.